Good evening and welcome all. I am Robert Lewitt, Chairman of the Board of the American Council of Trustees and Alumni. I'm really delighted to welcome you to the high point of our evening, the presentation of the Philip Merrill Award for Outstanding Contributions to Liberal Arts Education. A phrase from Shakespeare, "Be not afraid of greatness," captures the message of the Merrill Award. Each year, this ceremony honors an educator who has the intellect and heart, and where needed, the unblinking courage to advance the frontiers of liberal learning. We are so pleased to have with us tonight several of our past Merrill Award winners. Can please stand. Louise Mirror, over here. Who has taken the New York Historical Society to new heights of service and has championed a new understanding of the American civic vision, the unum that unites and gives meaning to the pluribus. And joining us tonight also is Donald Kagan, who is also a distinguished member of our Merrill Awards Selection Committee. ACTA's anchor in academic excellence, and we welcome, are our scholars, and we welcome our scholars at ACTA, our Scholars Committee, David Dowdy, Danny Gulick, Joyce Lee Malcolm, and Judith Farr. Stand. And of course, let us all acknowledge the generosity of our donors and sponsors. Inside your program is a list of the people who have made this evening possible and who support us throughout the year. I want to give special thanks to Jane Fraser, Carl Menges, Tom Rollins, Jody Wolf, Robert Feitler, Kathy Merrill, the Beasley Foundation, and the Diana Davis Spencer Foundation. They have all been exceptionally generous to ACTA in carrying out its mission. We all give our time and support to ACTA because it is on the front lines in the campaign to keep American higher education the finest in the world. Now, I'm also filled with great hope to see so many college students with us tonight, all of whom have been stalwart in defending freedom of thought and expression on their campuses. Will the students please stand? All of us in this room know that it is difficult to challenge peers, and even more difficult to challenge faculty and administration in order to defend the principles of academic freedom. These young people will protect our future. Tonight, at our 13th Merrill Award ceremony, we honor Robert Zimmer, the president of the University of Chicago. He is a distinguished professor of mathematics whose career has exemplified the brightest intellect and the highest integrity. The principles of the Chicago Principles of the Freedom of Expression was produced by a faculty committee at the request of President Zimmer. This groundbreaking document is steadily redirecting the conversation on free speech in higher education. ACTA has been proudly broadcasting its message to tens of thousands of trustees around the nation. And slowly but surely, other institutions have followed the path set by Dr. Zimmer and his colleagues. With his commitment, values, and courage, Dr. Zimmer embodies all that the Merrill Award hopes to inspire in higher education. Well, thank you all for coming tonight and for your continuing support of ACTA. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Kathy Merrill, who will describe, yeah, come on up, Kathy. Kathy's going to describe the origin and significance of the Philip Merrill Award for Outstanding Contributions to Liberal Arts Education. And immediately after Kathy's words, we will hear brief introductions by Pulitzer Prize winner, New York Times columnist Bret Stephens, professor of sociology and former provost of Columbia University, Jonathan Cole, and philanthropist David Rubenstein, co-founder and CEO of the Carlyle Group, and a member of the University of Chicago Board of Trustees. And with that, I want to turn everything over to Kathy.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I'm going before the Pulitzer Prize winner, not after. That would be a lot of pressure. Hi, I'm Kathy Merrill Williams, and it's a joy to be here and present this award named after my father. I think my father would be happy that the award is going to Bob Zimmer, because early in his career, my father worked at the State Department, and when he left that was probably most pivotal year of his life, and he taught at the University of Chicago. Teaching there gave him some flexibility, and with that extra time, he was flying back here because his wife, my mother, was here. It allowed him to raise some money, and with that money, he bought a small business. And he grew that into a large publishing and real estate business. Well, large, I'm sitting with David Rubenstein, so small. But that led him to, allowed him to become a philanthropist, and far more importantly than that, as a business owner, gave him a lot of independence, and therefore he was able to serve on the board of Cornell, University of Maryland, Johns Hopkins, Tuck, and many other schools. One of his close friends was one of Bob's predecessors, Don Randall, who was the president of University of Chicago, who was always trying to get him to serve on the board there as well. My father was a passionate defender of academic freedom and one of the founding board members of ACTA, and very much appreciated the cornerstone of higher education and what ACTA stands for in making sure that we keep it solid and presented in the way where kids are really learning. ACTA honors award winners with a very unique and special trophy. It is a reproduction of a fire bucket. Fire buckets, if you can see it here, fire buckets were used early in our republic. John Adams told his son, John Quincy Adams, quote, "It is of some importance in Boston to belong to a fire club and to choose and get admitted to a good one." It is a tangible reminder of the civic virtue and community spirit that you have worked to foster. This one is designed by Mr. Lelioff. It features the owl of Athena, evoking the wisdom of our winner, a candle and a book, which brings light of learning and shows the way through the darkness. This year also added is classical mathematical notations, and also some well-known buildings at the University of Chicago, including the chapel and the library. Dr. Zimmer, welcome to the Special Fire Club of Merrill Award winners.